race fans. Welcome back to another edition of Under Starters Orders. Thomas Yarbrough, as always, bringing you all the in-depth analysis and what's going on in the NGK Formula 1 Powerboat Championship Series here as we get geared up for 2020. In Under Starters Orders, we're going to take a deeper look into the host venues for the 2020 race season, as well as a deeper dive in talking to some of the drivers and their new boats, their new teams, and all the things they're doing to gear up to try to knock off our 2019 champion, Ashton Rinker. In 2020, our opening round is the same place it has been since the series inception, down on the Neches River in southeastern Texas at the Port Neches Riverfest Thunder on the Neches. This is a great event that brings drivers from all across North America out in flocks, as it's the first time a lot of those drivers from the northern half of the United States and Canada have been able to get their boats in the water. So they do a lot of testing, and it brings down large crowds. Last year, we had 53 entries in our top three classes, with 28 in the Formula One class alone. Last year, winning the first race was very, very big, as we saw the number 20 of Ashton Rinker take his first checkered flag on the way to his 2019 Series Championship, along with the winner in Formula Lights, the 35 of Mark Schmierbach, checkered flag in Port Neches, ends up winning the championship. And finally, in the Texas Tri-Hull division, Corey Walker, checkered flag in Port Neches, and again, the championship for his class. So seems like there's a lot of importance in Port Neches. It's a very interesting, tricky, narrow course that's going to provide a lot of challenges for the drivers, especially going into 2020, as we are going to see boat counts higher than they have been in the history of the NGK Formula 1 Powerboat Championships, and a possibility of 30-plus entries easily for our opening round the first weekend in May. It's going to be an interesting season in 2020, and to kick off our in-depth interview portion of Under the Starters Orders, we're going to talk to the lone Canadian from the series in 2019. He switched teams in the offseason. He's got a new boat. He's got a new boss. We're going to see what the 94 of Rusty Wyatt has been up to this offseason.
Joining me now is the lone Canadian driver on the series in 2019, hailing out of Innisfil, Ontario, the 94 of Rusty Wyatt. Rusty, thanks for taking time with us.
Yes, no problem. Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Boy, it's been a busy offseason for you, coming off of a really solid 2019. Of course, without, still having its own heartbreaks, but still a really solid year for the 94 team. But in the offseason, a change happening. You moving over to Phase 3 Performance, a new team on the tour for 2020. Boy, it seems whirlwind from our end here, just kind of all this stuff as we kind of bits and pieces fall in place throughout the winter. But what has it been like for you?
Yeah, it was a pretty wild offseason. Unfortunately, we lost my father, which was our team owner through many years. Probably the last 15 years we've been racing together. So that was obviously a big hit. But through all that, we kind of been talking in with Jim Slack, the owner of Phase 3, and just kind of made a deal. It's gone so well. So for as long as we've been doing it throughout the whole winter, we had a couple test sessions in Florida with Brendan, and it's been going pretty smooth. So I just want to looking forward to getting on the tour for 2020 with the new team.
Yeah, absolutely. Some new fresh blood. Obviously, team owner Jim Slack coming on board for 2020. And the real interesting thing is for whatever reason, Rusty, you seem to be the man that's got the knack for picking up the European composite boats. They got a new Molagard that's made its way over from Denmark, Norway, in the Nordic countries there, and now the main boat for Phase 3 Performance. Talk a little bit about what that was like. You mentioned a couple of test sessions already.
Yeah, the boats, being from the Moor last year to this one, I thought it was going to be quite similar, but they're a totally different animal. It's wide. It's different than your average boat here in North America. So I'm really looking forward to tell you the truth. I haven't had too much time in it. We've had probably a couple hours in it now, I can say. And overall, I'm happy with it. I think we got more to go, and we're sitting at a happy level right now to be going in. So hope we get one or two more test sessions in and be ready for Port Neches.
Absolutely, yeah. Port Neches for opening round of the 2020 tour, a bit of staple on the NGK F1 Powerboat Championships. And, obviously hailing from north of the border in Canada, much like myself here in Minnesota, we kind of get locked down most of the winter months and limiting testing. You said just a few hours. Talk about how important things are going to be for the team gearing up to get ready for that opening round, hoping for a better start to the season in 2020 because, boy, you really finished strong last year.
Yeah, you know what? It's been good with Brendan Power being in Florida and Jim being in Texas. We have that capability of going testing throughout the winter, through any month, right? So we've been doing a little bit of that, you know, top secret deal over there, but I think we're gonna be prepared. You know, we're gonna have a lot of test sessions, and the equipment and everything will be totally 100% before we show up. And these guys definitely are very prepared and know exactly what they're doing 100%. So I think we got one of the best packages out there for sure.
Awesome. Well, you know, Rusty, boy, I know that we got things are starting to get, you know, pick up their pace as everybody starts to get prepared for the season. Obviously, we're all kind of sitting on pins and needles a little bit right now, just to kind of weather the storm and see how things are going to go here. But, you know, so far, everything's still a go for our opening round down there on the Louisiana-Texas border down in southeastern Texas. And we look forward to seeing the 94 on the side of the Phase 3 performance in 2020.
Yeah, you know what? I'm really looking forward to it as well. You know, we just got a great group of guys. I couldn't be more comfortable going into this first round. So, yeah, thanks a lot for having me, and look for that 94. Mogard, we're going to put that baby on top. Phase 3 performance.
Right on, Rusty. Well, I am Thomas Yarbrough. This is Under Starters Orders. He is Rusty Wyatt, the 94, coming off a solid 2019 that seemed to build every race and getting better and better, hoping to carry that into 2020. And just maybe we'll see that 94 on top of the podium when the end of the season. Thanks again, Rusty. Have a good one. We'll see you in just a few weeks.
Thank you. Take care.